Hello and welcome to this video for your YourSixOS platform. In this video, we're going to talk at a really high level about the access control solution. First, let's talk a little bit about what is supported. First, the YourSixOS platform supports door controllers from Access Communications. This includes the A1610, the A1601, and the A1210. Note that the A1001 is not supported. Now, from a reader perspective, this really depends on the capability of the actual door controller. In the case with Access Communications, it supports WGAN and OSDP readers. Now, from a credential standpoint, the platform supports cards, fobs, and the ability to use a PIN. Now, from a mobile perspective, the platform supports native Bluetooth on iOS devices. Now, in the next section, let's talk briefly about where you can actually see all of the access control configuration pieces. So along the top of the screen, and you'll see in the following videos when we talk about the actual walking through the steps of it, under the configuration section, you will see basically a list of what you've traditionally seen from a organization, site, devices, users. But now there's a bottom section that does include access control. And in this section, you're going to see things like barrier groups, identities, identity groups, access schedules, and access rules. Now, these components basically will be put together to create what we call in the access rules, which are there at the very bottom, which we will focus on here in a second. But basically, you will walk through each one of these steps. You'll add a device. You'll create barriers. You'll put those barriers in barrier groups. Create your identities, eventually add the credentials to those identities, put those identities into an identity group, create access schedules, and then you're going to wrap all these together into an access rule. Now what this looks like is this right here. And the access rule is really what we're trying to get to in the end, is the creation of this rule. And really what that is who is permitted to enter, where, when, and under what circumstances. So you can see here, as I talked about right before this, you've got the where, which is the barriers inside the barrier group, which is really focused around the device itself. The who, which is credentials, identities, and identity groups. And then when is the schedule, and the circumstances is the authentication profile, which we'll talk about in the next slide. So once you have these pieces, you can take them, put them together, and you end up with this access rule. Now, the access rule. Really what you're going to do is you're going to, in the following videos, you will see the actual configuration setup of this, but you're basically going to have different options. So you're going to have things like entry rules, and those could be based on cards, PIN, card plus PIN, or just PIN. And then that would be a direction of in, the authentication profile you can see down the middle here. And really what you're going to do is create these rules. So you can see the entry rules here, you can see the exit rules, and the barrier unlocked rule. This is really just a reference for you, so you can see the kind of different options for creating these. And in the following videos, we'll walk through the actual how to create these. It is important to note that you must create rules separately. So if someone wanted to have a rule for like card access, so for entry, you would create one for entry. And then if you want to have a separate one for the recs to exit, that would be a separate rule. So it's just important to note you'll have your entry rules, your exit rules, and then if there's any unique unlock rules for when the actual door needs to be unlocked, you could create those as well. So thank you for watching this brief video. In the following videos, we'll talk more about the configuration process and walk through those steps.